Okay, so let me start this off right quick. One of my tips, okay, you've seen me do sickle cell on the go most probably, and that was like what I would carry around in my little rucksack when I'm going out, you know, my little backpack. Usually I have like 101 pockets, so I've got loads and loads of things going on in there. I can never find anything when I actually need it, but you know, that's how I roll. I'm not into really carrying handbags and so on. Okay, so that was the part one. Now the part two to this is basically just a little bit of an enhancement on that backpack. What I advise is to always have an overnight bag packed and ready. Okay, preferably 2 overnight bags packed and ready to go for in the eventuality that you might be admitted into hospital. Now, I kind of got this idea from years ago when I was pregnant with my first child, and it was advised to have an overnight bag ready, you know, so that in the last month there might be at any given time that you might go into labor, and therefore you'd be rushed into hospital, and obviously you want all your little creature comforts and your night clothes and your toothbrush and all those kind of things with you. However, I never actually packed one for myself in regards to sickle cell because I felt like I want to stay on the positive. I don't want to be putting out there that I'm expecting to go into hospital, and so I never packed one for myself. But time has shown me that it's become really important, because it's really difficult when in a full-blown crisis that you're going to find yourself actually having to call an ambulance and go into hospital to then have to start packing. Now, this is not about being pessimistic, it's just about being prepared and making your life a lot more easier to handle, you know. So I have now got packed for myself 2 overnight bags, and what I've learnt also is to have them to be wheelie ones, not just ones that you put on your back, you know, because, for example, when I come out of hospital, I don't live too far away. I live about 10 minutes away from my local hospital, and so I usually walk back home. But when I've come out of hospital, I'm usually too weak to actually carry a bag, and it is just so laborious, and I have to sit down every couple of minutes, and there isn't necessarily a chair, so I'm huffing and puffing between the chairs that are around, and you know, holding up on walls and basically looking really out of order, and just mad off key. So it's actually easier for me now to make sure that I have a bag packed, and I make sure it's a wheelie bag, one of those wheelie kind of rucksacks, or those, you know, really, you know, the smallest suitcases you can get, them little, you know, ones that can go on the plane with you, you can board the plane with. So yeah, I have that packed, and in there I have the following. I have obviously a wash bag, you know, with all my toiletries that I'm going to need, my toothbrush and so on, toothpaste, deodorant, soap, and all those basic necessities and so on. And then I have also a pack of overnight clothes. Might be something as simple as just a tracksuit top and bottoms and so on. I also have, what else? I also have my slippers already packed, which is really important because, you know, I usually go in there with my regular shoes, but if I'm going to be in there for a couple of nights, I can't be having to try and fight with shoes to get on just to go and use the bathroom and so on. So yeah, of course I have my slippers packed up in there. And what else? My things that make my stay a lot more pleasant, okay? Simple things, because I'm usually fighting to get out of the hospital. I'm like, I don't want to be here, but and I'm just like a bear with a sore head when I'm in there. But I found that I can make it easier on myself as well as the medical people there, those who are looking after me. They have a lot less of a headache when I'm there, because I'm really not the best kind of patient. I'm really awful. So what I do now is I have my phone charger ready packed all the time. My phone charger, I have a spare phone charger, so I have actually about 3 spare phone chargers, and I have one for each bag. So one just stays at home, one for each of the overnight bags. And fortunately for me, all my phones use Nokia chargers, so even the one that isn't a Nokia still uses a Nokia style charger anyway, and so I can have any one of my phones packed in with me. If you don't have a spare phone, I really do recommend getting yourself a really cheap one. If you're in America, you might want to have a cricket phone or one of those tracker phones or whatever they're called. I can't even remember now because it's so long since I've last been. But yeah, have one packed, ready to go. It might just be a pay-as-you-go phone that you could use. And you still have your communication. For myself, I have an ebook reader now. I love my ebook reader. And it's so valuable for me because, I'm maybe just way too out of it to do anything else, but I do still like to read. I usually like to at least complete 1 or 2 books while I'm in hospital. It just helps the time fly by for me. So now I have an ebook reader. Now I don't have to pack books. I can store X amount of books on my ebook reader, and I take that along with me. I also have, because I love gadgets, I can't help it. I'm a techie, I also have my my little netbook that I take along with me that is usually always pre-packed, or at least very close to my bag, so I can just quickly shove it in there along with the charger, so that when I am recuperating and I am feeling a little bit better, I'm not necessarily strong enough to be discharged yet, but I don't want to be bored to death over there. Then I have my little computer and usually my little USB key that's maybe on my keychain or whatever, so I can keep on with writing my book and I don't really lose out on so much time, so it doesn't feel so bad when I go into hospital now. What I also advise, which might seem a little bit out there, but bear with me, I also advise taking maybe a litre bottle of cordial, unopened litre bottle of cordial, because obviously one of the things that's going to help you to get back on your feet is drinking plenty. Your medication often is the kind that makes you very dehydrated, so you want something to rehydrate you as soon as possible. Well, I find I can't stand to be drinking the water that they give me over there. I can drink water, all day, every day when I'm at home, but when I'm in hospital, for some reason, I think it's also to do with the medication, my taste buds kind of change and I don't really want water anymore. So I now pack a cordial with me, and then I just dilute that, in the water. And also because I'm very fussy about the taste of water, and I'm very particular about the water I drink. I'm not necessarily going to be strong enough to go to the shops down there, and everything's really extortionately priced anyway. So now I pack a bottle of cordial with me, maybe like a Ribena, and I dilute it, and it makes it just more likely for me to drink and get myself back into level where I'm very fluid again and I'm very well hydrated throughout my stay. So that's a good idea, as well as the fact that it damn well saves you money, because like I said, the stores are damn well extortionate down there. I can buy a bottle for maybe about £2 of for Ribena, and when I got in there it's about £4. I'm like, what's that all about? I'm supposed to be, you're taking advantage. But anyway, I'm just going off topic. So anyway, that is a part of my tips. What else do I recommend to pack? I take Mariandina, which I highly, highly, highly recommend, believe, and it helps me to recuperate real fast. I usually wait till I come out of hospital and go and start searching up for my Mariandina, but now I don't do that anymore. Now I make sure I have spare bottles of Mariandina packed with me. They're literally just food supplements, but they have like medicinal measurements of the vitamins that you need, because having a lot of the pain relief while we're in there actually strips our system of all the natural nutrients that are going to be helping to heal us, and it makes it take a very long time for us to recover. So if you have access to Mariandina, I'm sure you can buy it online. I'll see if I can put up a link on there at the bottom of the screen, or in the somewhere about on there anyways, on this, around where this video is going to be posted, in the description and so on. But I do highly recommend taking a vitamin supplement with you to keep yourself pepped up and so on. If you've got a little MP3 player, all good. You can get really tiny little dinky ones these days, and they're really cheap, so maybe you can just have a separate one for when you're in your everyday usage, and another one to just keep in your bag with your music all on there and everything. You got your music backed up. It's all good either which way. So you've got something to do without feeling like you're going to go damn well crazy in hospital while you're there.